good morning. I am looking at the differences between Lenormand and the Kipper read. This has been asked a trillion times, and I have seen the Lenormand community pick up the Kipper decks and read them exactly the same way, which is quite interesting. The Lenormand cards are actually read in the English-speaking community very differently to that here in Bavaria. The Bavarian read and the Kipper read, the Bavarian Lenormand read and the Kipper read are quite similar here, but they aren't how you know it, which is very interesting, or they aren't how the majority of people are reading in the English-speaking community. It's very nice to see both sides of the card reading community and how each deck is dealt with. The Kipper cards have been picked up and by Lenormand readers and read in the English-speaking community's way of reading Lenormand. It's a long one, wasn't it? And they are actually read quite differently, and it's a shame that these nuances that are in the Kipper deck haven't been transferred somehow, and I think that's mainly due to lack of information around the world. The Lenormand cards, this is the Primal Lenormand, or the Ur-Lenormand in German. It's available at US Games. And this is based on the Game of Hope, or is the Game of Hope, if you like. The deck is a symbolic deck, and each card has a symbol on, as we know. And it's read in its own language of combining cards and making up the Querent's storyline. Each card has the playing cards on. We have the German here. We still use these here in Bavaria, and the then French system too. And the reason they had them on there, the Game of Hope was a game, and it was played with dice, and you move from card to card using the symbols and what they mean. And the cards were put on there so the person with them could play cards. That simple. Not as something extra magical layer of intuitive read or anything like that. No, they were actually just a game. And then used as a predictive method. There are instructions that come with the early Lenormand that detail how to read a GT with them. Again, those original instructions are very different to how the English-speaking card community actually reads them these days. So it's progressed along, if you like. Down here, they stick to the 19th century original instructions using the near-far method. So, Lenormand, symbolic deck, most of us know it. Again, as I said, we see the symbol. We see how close the symbol is to our main characters. Also, at which side of the main characters it falls in the larger GT spread. And this gives us the immediate story, or the things that are immediately touching our Querent's life. And symbolic. So we have Clover here. What does Clover make you think of? Bit of good luck, something fortunate, small fortune, kind of nothing, no fame and fortune, but maybe a little finding a lucky penny on the floor in your day. That's interesting, fame and fortune. Moon comes up. The recognition card. So, yes, it's a symbolic read, and it does tell you a story of things that are affecting our querent's life in a symbolic method. We can use the playing card inserts as well, although it wasn't originally made for that. We can use them to colour the reads as well in larger spreads. The Kipper cards, on the other hand, are a situational read. And as you'll see, these are the original Kipper cards. These are actually the only deck available out there that has exactly the movements, connections, and directions that we use in a Kipper read. So, what's the difference? These are, as I say, situational reads. You'll notice that all the characters are in a homely situation. That's a lovely one, fatality. High honors. So you're not just looking at one symbol, you're looking at a situation. This is a gentleman in a cart, and he's going on a long journey. He is on his life journey, if you like. So it's a whole situation. It's not just a car. It's not just a dude. It's something moving. Winlots. We have a desk with scrolls on, money being counted. Also in a familiar situation. Hope Great Water. One that is hugely misunderstood in the card reading community, dishonest person. Not actually a person. She is dishonesty at its finest. She's also not a false person, she's a dishonest person. Falsche in German has a, I don't know, it's a bit meaner than just a false person. False is false, but this is somebody who is... you don't want her on your team. Or if you do, as they say, keep your enemies close. State of marriage. So in Lenormand, we have our ring, which is commitment, relationships, and it's that togetherness. The state of marriage is the state of the relationship. How does the relationship look right now? It's also a connector, and it connects two things, and that shows you the state of the relationship. So it's not just a ring and looking to the cards around you. You only look to the two to the side of it. These are the two that are connected, and that shows you the connection and how strong that connection is right now. So as you see, they're more of a happening situational read rather than I keep saying symbolic read. I can't think of a better term for it really, of the Lenormand. And again, in our GTs, I'm just looking for our main characters. I do have a cold, I apologise. Sometimes I am super special. I've obviously taken the main characters out when I did a daily read on my page. Or I am just going balmy, which is, oh, there she is. So in our GT, yes, we are looking again near and far. The closest to our lovely main character will be the one that affects her the most. But we also see a timeline. So we're moving along a storyline. It's literally, imagine the movies and they lay out these storyboards beforehand to get their mind in what scene is coming next. That's exactly how the Kipper cards work. They'll show you a scene, and each scene moves into the next, and you can actually pick out which scenes are the most influential right now, especially using the stop cards. They're magic, but you need my book for that. Sorry, plugging myself already. So yes, so we're moving in a storyline, a scene for scene, clear prediction of what's going to happen in your querent's life. And yes, I don't use the word prediction lightly. Many people don't like to use the word prediction, but that's what Kipper does. Kipper tells you what's going to happen. It's not going to give you a flowery, open your third eye and clean your aura kind of read. It's going to say, you're going to go down to the cafe today, you're going to see Bob and you're going to eat egg fried rice. It's that simple. They're blunt and they actually predict what's going to happen, or they show you what's going to happen. Lenormand, obviously, you can do predictions too. It's a different read though. It's a symbolic read, as I say, where you are picking out the symbol's core and then applying it back to the whole. If I made any sense there, I am grateful. You probably have a trillion questions after that, and hopefully I haven't made it worse. But for me, that's the difference between Lenormand and Kipper. The book will be out soon, The Card Geek's Guide to Kipper. If you haven't joined our groups on Facebook, do. World Lenormand Association and World Kipper Association. We're on there. My Card Geek page is facebook.com/thecardgeek. And everywhere social media, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, the lot. Join me and learn more about the cards. Bye bye.